I don't like to sell T-shirts.
The whole time I was going, answer the fucking question.
Well, you and I both know there is no answer to that question.
Yeah, right. I still don't know.
I still don't know. No one else did. We got emails. So, like, what actually is it?
Yeah.
It's like,
So what's 12 gauge ranch?
I mean, that's the question everybody asks. We're sitting at lunch with Ian Desmond. He's like, so what's the business model? What's the business model? And we're just like, yeah.
Very good questions, but we don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to do these things. We'll put banners up at the NFR, and we'll do all of that. We can't sell T-shirts.
Yeah, right.
Can't touch that.
Get that mic closer, buddy.
Are we on? We've been on? Oh, perfect. Great.
Yeah, move
that
that
was live. by
Yeah,
the way.
perfect.
Yeah, it's exactly what we needed.
Move the mic closer, Chance.
Dude.
I'm just saying, a little closer.
Do you see how close this is to my face?
I can't see how close
Shit's going to
it is.
get weird.
He's
if I
literally
put it
kissing
closer to
my
my
face.
face.
Move it up slightly. There you go.
This must be a bad microphone because I cannot talk any more into this mic.
All right, we're good.
I swear, I thought I was going to slap you yesterday. I think I might do it today. We have got Tyler Pearson, who has been hazing all week. He's been working, but Tyler is no stranger to the National Finals Rodeo. He's a world champion, and we've been doing these breakdowns. You know, we did it with Ivy, Billy Jack, Bonner on the bull riding. We got Tyler in here to kind of break down what he has thought of the bulldogging thus far, because it has been a pretty interesting deal. Certain guys you thought might do things have landed on their butt a couple times, and it's just been an interesting race, and I thought, who better to come in here and break it down than a guy who was, one, out there hazing every single night, and two, has been to the finals, you know, enough times to talk intelligently on this topic. So
You bet.
yeah. So I mean, what has been your opinion? I mean, I know you're lining up across from people, but
Yeah, it's been good, man. Like it's a different atmosphere, but you know, there's some guys that's stepping up that, you know, is stepping up in a big way, especially in their first finals. You know, this Jacob Edler is lit it on fire. You know, Stetson Jorgensen, which he did last year too, but he's coming in rock solid. You know, Matt Reeves come in with a big lead, and he's had a horse change and struggled a little bit, but still making good runs and still placing along in there. So the World Championship is still up for grabs. You know, you got Stetson's up. He's a front runner. Edler and Dakota Eldridge, it's them three, and Bridger Anderson too. You know, so them four guys are battling out. And Wagaspack, if he can draw a good one, two good ones.
well, he drew good tonight.
He did draw a good one,
'cause
yeah.
He has had hell on the draw, it seems
Yeah,
like.
he has
So, I mean,
had
you've
hell.
been hazing for him, so you know.
Oh God, yeah. Every night he calls me. Oh, we don't like this one. I'm like, just quit calling me. So, but tonight he's got one they've been 3-8 on twice.
Yeah.
So that's good, and you know he can shorten that up maybe a little bit. But both those 3-8s were great runs, and a 3-8 on this pin won't win much. You know this pin. I think Curtis Cassidy last time this pin went was 4 flat and win 9th or 10th.
Yeah.
So you know this pin, you're going to have to be 3, 7 and under
Yeah.
to win something. I mean,
Yeah,
it may be not, you know,
absolutely.
but that's so far that's the way it's been.
Right. No, I mean, it certainly has. And I mean, I didn't think it would be possible for us to see like a 3-3 in this
Right.
arena with that barrier. Like that was just, and then to see it twice in one
Same night, right?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jacob Edler. I mean, I didn't know who the heck that was until he sat right next to me. I just hadn't seen him really anywhere. But I mean, that dude's. I mean, he's huge, obviously. And
He's country, ain't he?
Yeah, my God, is that dude country? I was like, dude, leave the banjo at the door. He comes in here slamming 2 beers. What was that thing he said? I mean, it went viral on Facebook.
It's going to be a big,
Something
hairy
about
American winning machine.
Oh yeah,
You see that?
yeah, I did. Only from him.
I just played a sound clip of this.
He's
Oh, you did? Yeah.
he's a good sport though. Like he's
he
good
is.
for the sport. You know, somebody, and especially like that guy has worked and worked. You know, and he come. You know, and he was broke college kid to come up and to win. You know, he's won 70-something thousand so far, and you know he's living. He cannot mess up right now, and so it's awesome to see and watch him dance and interview after the deals is even fun. It's funner for me. So.
Well, I mean, that's what rodeo needs, right? It needs these characters to kind of liven it up, especially in a year like this where it's been, you know.
Yeah, hard to watch.
Yeah. I mean, you're a guy who knows. I mean, you kind of decided it wasn't really worth messing with this year.
Yeah, it was hard for us. You know, we was bringing horses further for less money, and you know it was just hard for us, and so we threw in the towel pretty early, and we figured we'd wait till it got back to normal, and hopefully it does, and we'll be back at them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, have you gone out for 2021 at all yet?
No, I have not been nowhere. They're still canceling rodeos. They haven't canceled San Antonio or so far.
Changed the dates on Houston
and Angelo.
Yep.
They changed the venue on for San Antonio.
They changed the venue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did they move it?
I just know it's not at AT&T Center. Give me one moment.
It's going to be in it's still on the grounds, but it's not going to be in that same building. But it's restructured already. It's not going to be the big 3 and then the tournament style and down. It might be a 2 and then a. I don't know. So we'll.
I wonder how many more we're going to see kind of follow suit. The fact that Denver bowed out and then Fort Worth. I mean, maybe if you look at how this has went, maybe Fort Worth decided it was just too close to this, and that's maybe why they did it. Not so much the COVID.
I just
thing.
wish it wasn't so early.
Yeah.
Like Denver did this so long ago. Why can't it just move?
Denver
it?
makes sense though. You got to look at the freaking mayor of Denver and the governor over there. That one makes sense, but Fort Worth makes no sense to me.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know the numbers behind that deal. To make that work. I just wish they could make it work for everybody that's doing this.
Yeah. No. I mean, absolutely. It's great though here. Like the money's where it needs to be. They confirm that, which is, I mean, it's all thanks to the fans. So if you guys have been buying tickets, everybody who's competing is super thankful. But kind of back to the steer wrestling. I mean, what
Before I go, is that at Freeman Coliseum for San Antonio instead of the AT&T Center?
There you go. See, that's what I was going to say, but
you knew that?
I forgot.
I don't even know what the Freeman Center is.
I've never heard of it either.
It's the building
Like
that's
a
literally
YMCA?
It's the building literally next door to the AT&T Center.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know that. I guess I never looked. But, I mean, who's impressed you the most? Like, out of the entire top 15 guys, I mean, there's you'd expect Wags to do what he does, Dakota, of course, Matt Reeves, obviously. But, I mean, out of everybody, who's really kind of shined through and you've been like, wow, I'm really surprised that dude showed up the way he showed up.
Yeah, it's hard to not say Edler for sure, but he's really lit it up. And I'm so pumped for him just to come, and come out here and show out like that. But the Jesse Brown, and that's an awesome kid, and he bulldogs great, and come out here for his first NFR, which he missed one last night, but that steer wasn't very good. That was, I thought, by far their worst pin, of steers, but he got by that one. He's got a great steer tonight, so Jesse Brown can bounce back really good. And Clayton Hass has had a little trouble, but he hadn't been in the hat very much either. He hadn't drawn very good, so I think that, the Eddie Edler and Jesse Brown, them rookies have really stepped it up and shined here.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of been the case in almost every event,
really?
Other than barrel racing. But I mean, in the bull riding, the rookies have been going nuts. In the bareback riding, the rookies have been going nuts. I mean, it has been a rookie year, and it's been impressive to watch all these young guys kind of come in. And yeah, I mean, the bull riding might be the most interesting, right? Because I mean, 6 years straight, we've seen Sage Kimsey just dominate. He's got 2 qualified rides, and these young guys are in here with 5 and 6 qualified rides.
Really,
it's a different kind of deal.
Yeah,
the whole vibe here is different. But what do you think has been the biggest factor in the bulldogging? I mean, obviously the barrier is pretty normal everywhere other than Vegas. I mean, that's a standard deal for the most part. But I mean, the way these cattle were, especially the first couple nights, have been running and coming out, it was kind of surprising to some people. You notice just by the way that they approached it. It was the round 1 was slow,
right,
comparatively, which you would expect in a new place.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody had to get the feel, of the start, because it's different from the regular NFR. Usually in Vegas, it's go before them. Well, here you got to just be a little more patient. But the cattle have been good, for most, and horsepower's been so important, which it always is. But there's been a couple horse changes, and that's helped them, that much more to do some winning. So I think it's just going to get better and better now that everybody knows the steers, their own horses are comfortable on. These last 2 rounds could get nasty.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly think we're going to see some of the best bulldogging we've seen tonight. I mean, it's a good pen.
Yes, it is. So it should be fast.
Yep. So I mean, if we see another low 3, that would be pretty amazing. But I mean, certainly it's going to be a 3.5, 3.6 that probably wins it tonight at a minimum.
Yep. I don't think it'll get no longer than that for first, for sure. But I don't think a 4 flat will place tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's been interesting because there's been nights where a sub 4 has won the round, and then there's been nights where 8th and 9th are still 3 9s. I mean, it's been a complete and total mix match where with Vegas you can almost pick what's going to happen every night.
Right.
Got 30 plus years of tape to look at.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, what has been your opinion of this whole Globe Life thing? I mean, it is completely different. It's kind of more like the American, which obviously you've been to as well. But as a whole, taking it in from kind of the passenger seat, what has been your opinion of the whole deal?
It's awesome that they took it on. For sure, it is different for as far as the energy, which I understand why. The Thomas Mac's so small, and they got so many people right on over top of you. Whenever you do good, it. Here the first couple nights, it was the first guy out in the bulldog was Jesse Brown, was 3.9, and you kind of heard crickets. But they're still clapping. They're just so far away.
Right.
So I do get that part of it. But it's cool. It's fun here. I hope it. I think it definitely gives a little bit of bargaining power to, the Cowboys maybe because you can get big, get a bigger stadium. Let's get bigger, and let's pay us more. So I like that part of it, because this place, without this pandemic, my God, what could it have done?
Well, I mean, that's the big question. There's still people like, I can't find tickets. I mean, that's exactly right, though. It gives more power to the Cowboy, which has historically kind of been the shortcoming, right? It's
sure.
It's like everybody's interchangeable, short-term memory loss. It doesn't really matter who's there as long as someone's doing it. I mean, and those are real words that have been said. I just don't think that's the case. Not now. Not when you've got Haley Kinsels and people like that. I mean, a lot of these guys and gals they're not interchangeable. I mean, they're the reason these seats are filled.
Yep, for sure.
It's not necessarily rodeo. It's the people competing in rodeo.
Yep.
And historically, you see better in the PBR. They promote better, but historically, I mean, rodeo hasn't done a great job, being about the athlete. And I think we're seeing a change.
Yeah, I hope so, because we're just puppets, and they're pulling the strings. I hope it can change up top, because it sure affects, the Cowboys, whenever we're out there, the ones working and, trying, to make it better for us for sure, but, for everybody else watching.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we'll see what happens. I mean, there's going to be 5 years left on the contract technically 4 if you count 2021 as a year, but who knows?
Yep.
We'll see more money for Cowboys. Maybe we'll see unions like they have for baseball and other sports since we've got all these pro athletes running around out
That'd
here.
That'd be nice.
Wouldn't it be?
Right.
A union for the Cowboys? That sounds good.
It's what you were saying about essentially the cowboy empowerment is how I see it. You've seen it in our sports where players are becoming empowered. They're getting a little bit more control and being able to leverage these leagues a bit more. And you could see that in rodeo coming up soon, especially like you said, with the big names within all the sports now. And
and you gotta kind of look at social media as the catalyst for that, right? Like, would Haley Kinsel be as big if she didn't have 200,000 people on her social media? Probably not, because she's got all this support. Like 20 years ago, it wouldn't be the same, even if the money was the same. But it is funny because Ian, and you just got to meet him, but he had a great point. He was like, "Hey, this rodeo thing is just like baseball 20 years ago. Like, it's gonna evolve, and it's gonna be better for the athletes."
Yep,
so,
I think so too.
Yeah, we'll see.
We tried that, several years ago with the ERA.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. But your PRCA is, that's the monopoly. That's the best thing out there. So it's hard to fight them,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's funny. If you guys want to go hear about the ERA, we did a episode with Bobby Motes where he went chronologically and outlined that whole deal. So it's really interesting. But I forgot that you were part of that.
Yep. Yeah, we set out a year in 15.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've got some hazing to do, and if you don't get there in time, somebody with the last name Wagasback is going to be pissed at you.
Yes, he would be. He's already panicking, I'm
sure. It's got to be fun for you to sit back. You're not competing to just giggle at that, right?
It is fun, but I'd sure much rather be out there. You know, that's what's made the week long, is being out here and doing that. But, I'm glad to be here for him and Clayton Haas and for all of them, support. We're a pretty close-knit group anyway. So
yeah, bulldogging might be the closest.
Yeah, we're all pulling for each other, which iron sharpens iron. We put that on our trailers too, but we really do believe it.
Yeah.
When they go out there we want them to do good because that makes us want to go be that much faster.
No, absolutely. I mean, you guys certainly do. Just the dynamic of throwing and hazing. I mean, it takes some integrity to do that.
Right.
So, yeah. It's cool. Well, we appreciate you taking time to sit here, kind of break it down for us, and I know the people out there really, really appreciate it. So I'm sure we'll see you back in the saddle. Well, on different saddle.
Sometime.
Some point.
Around mid-2021. No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All righty, guys. We'll be back with Jackie Crawford. Guys, one thing is for sure, one thing I know for sure about myself and everybody in this room other than young Tyler is we are rural Americans, guys. With that comes a brand built just for us, Rural Cloth. Rural Cloth is for the guy who likes to hunt, fish, drive the back roads, drink the ice-cold beers, go to the bonfires, has him a dog in the back. If you got mud on your boots, Rural Cloth is the brand for you. Rural Cloth set out to create some of the highest quality clothing in the business, and they've got some great little taglines. The We Grow Beer hat is super popular. Thank you to Rural Cloth for the 20% off holiday discount that they're giving all the listeners to the Gauge podcast. Go to ruralcloth.com, type in the promo code GAUGE at checkout to get that 20% off. We've got till Saturday for you guys to use that. For some reason, if you're living under a rock, if you're not here with us, why that would be, I don't know. You'd be crazy not to be on this show right now listening. They've got 10% off for the remainder of the month. So if you do miss it, if you're one of those people, you come across this, I'm sorry you missed us, but go get that 10% off deal. It's Christmas.